youth, innocence type stuff. I mean, they're trying everything they can in the book, right? But it's also realistic. You would find a 2x4 up there and throw it down. Beautiful panning shot here on a tripod of the rooftops, the bridge in the background. There must be like an early morning fog or dew mist. But again, it looks like he's the only person. This could be I Am Legend. It looks like he's the only person on Earth. And I think it's an ingenious way, or at least certainly a unique way to do a chase sequence where, you know, it's not bombarded with music. It's not edited in a choppy way. It's not rushed, fast-paced. It's not all done in close-ups. There's a slow pace to it. It's calm, kind of quiet. And it's a foreign environment. Very, very well done for a first film in that it's precise. You could sell a film just showing what they would call a sizzle reel of just moments from this chase sequence back in '55. You know, the idea of a 1 hour and 5 minute film was still viable. Nice overhead tilt shot of the pursuers. It's a strange kind of environment to have a chase on these rooftops, and we see the consequences with this guy breaking his ankle. And now we're about to get into the famous sequence of the fight in the mannequin shop and with the mannequins. And this is something that a lot of independent and student filmmakers do, is you luck out in terms of finding a location like this where you either know the person who owns it or operates it or whatever, or you get it at a really cheap price to be able to showcase it in a film, and you can destroy it completely almost. And I have no doubt this is what happened in this lovely handheld shot there of Rapallo sneaking up on the guy and fighting with him. Kubrick's rhythm here is going to be going back and forth between handheld camera shots during the action to tripod pans and tilts. And also, it's somewhat, in this particular shot here, reminds us of Pleasureland, the dance area, with all these sort of dancers or mannequins. And of course, you could get into hours of symbolic and metaphor discussion about these men fighting with, legless, armless, naked female mannequin parts, and the fact that these two guys are fighting over a woman anyhow, and yet at the very end of it, they're going to end up fighting using pieces of women against each other in a fight. It's an interesting symbolic idea in a film, and I think a lot of people don't really give it credit for its ingenuity. It hasn't been done very often in many things. But this also sort of harkens to the deleted ending of Dr. Strangelove with the huge pie fight, if you ever get a chance to see it. I was always perplexed that they chose to take that shot of Davy with the hands hanging up as the main poster for the film. It didn't seem to represent anything of what the film was talking about or was about. I also find it unique how Davy was hiding, and all of a sudden he's just going to show himself to Rapallo. And now they're going to fight. Nice, beautiful, tight close-up shot here. Close-up shot of Rapallo, and then a handheld as he picks up the mannequin. Back to tripod shots with pans and tilts. So the film was filmed in 16mm Airflex and also an IMO camera. There are also tinges of the ending scene of the Orson Welles film, A Lady of Shanghai, the mirror sequence. In this case, instead of mirrors, we actually have the actual multiple amounts of mannequins and dolls and figures. Great location shot. They have the cop car pull up. Obviously this is in like the garment quote-unquote district or some sort of industrial district. And now it sort of gets more towards the deadly aspect of the fight, because now Rapallo has an axe, and Davy is going to pick up like a pick or a pitchfork type thing shortly. Here we go. This is good camera work, handheld, tight. And now panning and tilting on tripod. All these are in medium shots, basically. But this is great. I mean, it's surreal. It's a very strange environment. It's different. There's all the symbolic elements, metaphorical elements to it as well. It also fits in with the story. We've basically seen a world here that's very barren, kind of grimy, dark, lonely, urban, quiet. And the only people we've encountered are mobsters and boxers and sort of dancers and mannequins. It's a very apt summation of the entire film. So when I say that the film has ties to Eyes Wide Shut, I don't mean necessarily story-wise, obviously. But there are some elements between the two that are worth discussing and provide for cogent arguments. I wanted to do this commentary, again, because it's not the greatest film ever made, but hardly anybody ever talks about Killer's Kiss. They always begin with the killing. And I really hope this film gets some bit of reconsideration amongst people in that it's actually a pretty good film. And it's lovely in that it's only 65 minutes or so, or 67 minutes. It's a nice, tight little film with some romance, some drama, some action, everything. Flashbacks within flashbacks, guerrilla-style filmmaking, beautiful lyrical black and white photography, such as here, low-key negative lighting, practicals, real locations, hardly any sets, amateur actors, low budget. And this is going to be one of the few films in Kubrick's canon, I think there are only 3 films altogether, that have a happy ending. This one, 2001, and Eyes Wide Shut. Although some people might debate whether Eyes Wide Shut or 2001 are optimistic endings. But I think this is, and some people would just callously say that it's a amateurish thing on Kubrick's part to have a happy ending. But I don't think so, and I think it could have gone either way. I would have been fine with Davy just going away on his own, but also I think it works in this story because they did fall in love and they shared some moments, and it works that they would go together. I like the fact that the film doesn't speculate about what's going to happen between them or anything. And again, I love films like this in train stations because the ending is all about there's going to be either some sort of payoff or a walk-off or a walk-on or some sort of big confrontation. Obviously, there are a myriad of films I could talk about, like Carlito's Way and Blowout, and many others I can't even think right now. North by Northwest. So in summation, I think this film fits in anywhere if you're studying or watching Kubrick films, trying to learn from them or just seeing them for the first time and seeing if you like them or not. It's not amateur, it's not terrible, it's not bad, it's not weak. It easily fits in with everything else, and there are early touches you can see of him developing his techniques. And why not start with a short film that's quick, tight, clean, neat, romantic, and lovely. Anyhow, thanks so much for listening, and hope I was able to talk about a few interesting things.